solid gameplay we've ever had in the game.
Yes. However, it was way too late. It was like almost update 7. And if I have done that in update 1, I think everything will be different. The reason is not because of the challenge is that if you think about update 7, all the previous minis, heroes gameplay was made based on movement.
Yep.
So a lot of the really cool game mechanics that based on non-movement were only added after 7 and 8.
Yep.
And then we realized, oh my god, this is so fun. Because you can tell the quality of update 8 and 7, and even some of the minis we show for update 9 are very different from previous region. Because no movement is such a good foundation. It's so much more fun and easy to add great mechanics and units on a good foundation, which is no movement. That all came too late. And to make it really work well and show its full potential, we have to almost rework all the minis. It was just like way too much work. So, but we still, even with the limited amount of minis, we still, show the potential of no movement. It's really fun, and we can be even better. But we just didn't have time to do that. And speaking of the progression, the progression was something that's very controversial even within the team. I don't know the progression change we did after 8 is the best or the worst. Is it working? It's not working. The metric is better, so I think looking at the data, it's working. But fundamentally, as a designer and a player myself, I still think there are big issues, big holes with the progression, and that actually lead to we, as a team, don't know how to move forward because the team, different people have different opinions on how to move forward. Designers have different opinions, and that when you see that, that's probably a very dangerous sign that the team is not aligned on how to solve the problem.
And that's one of the contributing factors to the team feelings about the game. And like I've seen so many videos from you guys, like how to fix Clash Minis progression, how to remove gacha. It's like, here is how gacha is supposed to work. Take a look at this game. Like, I mean, I've seen Santos' video of like, here is what other games are doing. Like, we know, like we played a ton of these games, especially Fan. Like, Fan actually loves games that have this kind of progression. So but like, it's a very fascinating topic to the team because like it's a genre, again, it's a genre that like doesn't have very clearly defined progression that is like established. So you have to basically create a brand new progression for a game that has a different kind of gameplay from anything else like in the gaming industry. So that is like a fascinating challenge in itself. And I think that's why Shai joined, because he was like, okay, like let me try this, because this is something that is like a big challenge for us. And again, like, yes, update 8 was a peak Clash Mini in terms of gameplay. Like, wow, okay, like great minis, great mechanics, great everything, pretty much. Like, we nailed that out of the park. But that's not the complete picture. Like, that's not going to contribute to only by itself to the retention. Like, you have to do something outside of the game, and you have to change something and have long-term goals and all that kind of stuff. And there's so many complexities. And what do you focus on? Do you focus on masteries? Do you make achievements? Do you there's so many options. Like, it's crazy how many options you have. And at some point, you need to just make a call. And the game by that time is already been in beta for 2+ years.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of simple fact like that. But yeah, this was a great question, Chan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then full prompted.
All right. Yeah, so I kind of had a follow-up question based on like the first statement of like why the game was killed and everything. It seems weird that there was no like meta designer for progression when the game is launched, seeing as part of Supercell's mission statement and kind of company policy for launching a game is having it be a game for people to play years to come. So what was the decision to even announce the game at that point if there was no person to kind of help drive the economy and help drive the progression to make the game a playable game for years to come?
Thank you. That's an amazing, great question. So one of the challenges of having a small team is that your ability to resist risks or accidents is really, really weak. Anything unexpected happen can make things don't work. For example, we've been running the game with only one artist for a very, very long time. Let's say the artist is sick, then everyone needs to wait and stop. So what very unfortunately happened was that maybe it's a happy thing, but for the team it's a little bit unfortunate that our meta designer had a new baby and he needs to take paternity leave for 4 months. And at that time in China, we also have the Shanghai lockdown.
Yeah, we had a COVID situation.
The second wave of Shanghai lockdown was very, very serious and very, very frustrating. So imagine you have a new baby, and by your whole family locked down in a place you cannot even reliably get fresh vegetables. How daunting that was, or how hard that was to a human being, and that made the life of that designer very, very miserable. So and also paternity leave means you are not supposed to work, right? so paternity plus the lockdown, everything made the launch period that we just suddenly, very accidentally, unexpected, lost the meta designer. And meta is something that you don't just design it and it's perfect for all.
Yeah.
You need to try it, take feedback, iterate, take feedback, iterate, right? You need the people to be with the team, constantly release things and to change on that. But that accident, no one expect that, just made Clash Mini really, really hard to iterate the meta.
But coming back to the idea of like creating a meta for a genre that wasn't globally successful ever, like it's just the fact that you don't know how to design a meta around the game, and so you try, like you just take a stab at it and see what works, right? And so there is no guarantee, like no matter what kind of meta you create, like if it's as simple as upgrading your stars, upgrading minis, like going through the regular progression like Clash Royale, or do you like not have anything and just go through cosmetic progression? And I think the bottom line and the point of this whole thing is that no matter where you start from, and even if you change drastically everything, which we did, there is never a guarantee of success. So the best thing you can do is to try your best and just basically hope it works. So no matter what the circumstances and the opportunities, like we simply felt that the game was at that time ready to be tried by people and to give us feedback. And yeah, I mean, as you said, like you would been working by that time on the game for a while, and we wanted to release the simplest version of this genre that world has ever seen. It was simple, but yeah, there were missing pieces there.
Yeah,
So-
the gameplay also need feedback, so
Yeah.
we cannot just like keep waiting.
And the gameplay also looked very appealing, because in all the announcement videos and the things that we've made, people, when they take a look at the game, they're like, wow, this looks really cute and fun and simple, and I really want to play this. And
Also,
so
art also needs
art,
feedback.
I mean,
yeah.
wow. Like art actually, I mean, art was so controversial that people started yelling at us when we started changing the fonts and we started changing the game models, because people got attached to this game, right? Like, so that is something that is all, that is just a testament to the game being successful in one front and then another one just not as successful. And so, yeah. And then obviously, people change and people have different opinions in the team on what things need to be changed. So that's just an evolution of a game team and game, like a mindset and people that work on it. So, yeah.
Okay. Gaz?
Yeah, hello. I just want to echo what the other creators have said and just say thanks to you guys for giving me the opportunity to make content for this awesome game. Super sad times that we're here now, but we are where we are. So my question is, there was already content planned for the next update. Why couldn't we run that update anyways with a focus on adding new game modes or even clan wars and see if that made the difference? Obviously, player retention was an issue. I just feel everything else was already there inside the game, ready for the global launch with the gameplay and stuff. Or was it a case of you guys just simply running out of time, pairing with your team size to implement such changes?
I was writing patch notes for Update 9.
Let's
I
see.
actually made a YouTube video where I was like, I'm gonna write patch notes. It's gonna be great. But actually, as I was writing patch notes, I felt that the next update wasn't as compelling as Update 8, actually. We didn't have that much time, actually, to create something so fresh and revolutionary. We felt that, like, yeah, if you add more a new hero, 3 new minis, tweak a few things, improved like quality of life stuff, that could be the thing, right? But because then by that time you already solved the game, right? Because by that time you already have a global ready game. Here's the thing: Update 8 data, like we had to still wait for it. Like by the time you release a new update, you have to wait at least 30 days, usually more than that. Because here's the thing: you measure 30 days worth of data. You also cannot just be like, okay, today's day number 30. This is the number. Done and dusted, ship it, right? Doesn't work that way. You need to keep monitoring over month 2 and month 3. Is this reliable? Is this something that is actually true? Because you can always have oddities and situations that can happen. And one thing that I think Clash Mini, and this is my objective opinion, is that we've never done a good job at a cadence, at actually serving the players at the regular periods of time. So if you take a look at any successful Supercell game, you will see that they have a very strict timeline on which they operate. So there is a pass coming out, there is a major features coming out, there is an event coming out, and all of those things are almost separate lanes for the game that keep running. And us as a team never really had a solid vision for this, and trying to like maintain the game in that way. So what happens is that we see the discrepancies in the data, and we see the differences and the data dropping, as you mentioned, like daily active users. Like we that was never 100% stable number, and so that was something that we simply weren't good at as well. And so that's just kind of my perspective on this. And yeah, I mean, Update 9. Also, one thing that some people are saying, like, why don't you just press the release button on Update 9? It's not that simple, guys. Like, let's be real. Like, there is a lot of other stuff that you need to do before you release an update. Or like, for example, why don't you just unlock everything? It's just one button, make everything free. It's not. Like, you would need a whole new patch, a whole new submission to Apple and Google in order to be able to do this. So it's not that simple. It's we wish it would be, but yeah, there's way too much work to be done on that front. But what was in Update 9? What do you like? What would be your prediction for Update 9 then?
While we were waiting for data for Update 8 to show up, we started working on Update 9.
Yeah, of course.
So we want to keep making exciting minis to further expand the gameplay. So that's why you see the 4 new troops in the farewell picture. We also have 5 designed and implemented. I also posted in some of the channels. The order of the ability is super exciting. We all love them. So that's on the content side, because the content does not need to wait for the data to come, because we always need to make content. However, the challenge for Mini as a beta game is that we always need to change features to improve retention. And that feedback came in very late, like what Vlad was saying, right? We all normally need to wait for 2 months to know what's going on, and then figure out the solution and then implement it. That just takes a really long time. So when we made a decision, the minis are, half of them are already done. And if we want to ship the rest, we need to make them. We also need to do bug fixing. We also need to test them. And also a lot of other features is like half done. So to make it work, it will be a lot of, to make it ship, there will be a lot of work. And we I was like, hey, maybe we should do that just to make players feel good, to do a really good bye-bye update for everyone. However, that will also stop us from moving to the next very exciting thing.
Yep.
If we want to do that today, I will be working on that instead of figuring out how do we fix all the issues we had and remake the game in a better way in Royale. So if I think about like, do I try to use all the time I have to work on fix a problem in Royale and launch it ASAP as I can, or I spend time in making the last update that is not going to be good because we know there's an issue. I decided to choose that look at the future,
Yeah.
look forward, try to fix a problem and try to work on the mode in Royale.
And we did have a little talk within the team about like, is this update going to move the needle? Like, is there something compelling here that's like so drastic that we can see the data actually change? And the answer was no. It's just,
I think if we spend long enough time, we
Yeah.
may be able to solve the problem. But one of the issues, like I mentioned before, that we didn't get alignment on how to solve the problem.
yeah.
And if we don't even have alignment within the team, we don't think it's a good way to just do things because we might do the wrong thing.
Yep. But yeah, thank you for the question. That was pretty interesting to think about as well.
Yeah, thanks for the answer.
Moist potato.
Hey guys, yeah, like everyone's saying, just wanted to say thank you for the incredible work that you guys have done and all the ups and downs that you guys went through as a Clash Mini team, with listening to our feedback and handling the highs and lows of the feedback. It's not an easy task. So I wanted to ask a question, kind of centered around Clash Mini, but a little more focused on Supercell as a whole company. You guys mentioned how you're trying to make the next best Supercell game the number one, and it's like you don't want to make the fifth best Supercell game. I don't think this still is the fifth best. I honestly believe Clash Mini was to go global, it easily top 3 in my opinion. But based off of that, my main question was how in a blog post by the Supercell CEO that was posted last year, the Supercell CEO stated that Supercell's mission is to create great games that as many people as possible play for years and that are remembered forever. We've come to the realization that is even harder than we ever thought. So as someone at Supercell told me, we either need to try to figure this out or change our mission. And within that same blog post, the CEO talked about possibly having too high of standards, and that may be getting in the company's way at this point, since Supercell has killed more than 30 games and has in its history, and hasn't launched a new game in more than 5 years, which even the CEO states is too long. And in just the Clash Mini announcement post that you guys made the other day, you said that Clash Mini did not reach Supercell standard for a global game. So to me, it sounds like Supercell isn't really taking its own advice in the form of the possibility of changing our mission and adapting to the new day and age of mobile gaming. So I ask, why is Supercell kind of ignoring and standing in its own way of their problems and letting, I guess, Supercell's stubbornness of finding the next Clash of Clans get in the way of releasing, in my opinion, global-ready games for a huge audience that will love and play that game for years and remember that game forever, which I believe Clash Mini met that standard.
That's a $1 billion question. Thank you. I love it. And what I will say next might be very controversial, maybe something I shouldn't say, because I think this is maybe beyond my understanding, but I'll try to interpret it, share my interpretation as much as I can. I've been trying to build a team from almost like scratch, a Clash Mini team, right? So I hired a lot of developers.
Yep.
I also let go a lot of developers who were not good. And one of the lessons I learned of Clash Mini team is amazing because I think I did a very great job of having people like Vlad, like Frame. Yeah, but there's always one risk. I always remind myself, if I ever lowered our hiring bar, even for once, the whole game team is gone. Because if the bar is slightly lower this time, everyone will feel like, oh, that's a new bar. I don't have to work that hard, right? This guy does not work as hard as me. Maybe I can be like him. And then next time we hire a new developer, everyone's bar is lower. I say, oh, that guy got hired. This guy is just slightly below that guy. Maybe we can hire that. So that will create a chain effect to all the existing team member and all the future team members. So what we have to do, what I did, and I was still proud of, even though it's very hard and very controversial, I try to hire people who are better than the average. I always try to hire people that are better than myself. It's really hard. It's really painful. Sometimes you have to say no to someone who's really good, but you have to do that. I think that same philosophy applied to games. Imagine this game is the 6th best game for Supercell. Imagine what will happen for the 7th game. Imagine what will happen to the other live game. Oh, this is the standard. We can launch a game like this. This is the quality we are. Everything will, the chain effect will create like cascading effect that make everything become worse because the bar dropped. So when our CEO said that post, he's not saying that I decide to lower the bar, I decide to release a new. No, he didn't say that. He said, I'm thinking. But that thinking means that he really cares about keeping the bar always high. So the reverse is, no matter how long I haven't released the game, I still keep the bar. Or I even raise the bar to launch a new game. Sometimes that's the best way to launch a game, by raising the bar. Because when we raise the bar, people don't have the kind of like, maybe this is good enough. People will never say that. If the bar is Clash Royale, if the bar is Clash of Clans, people will not even think about making a bad game because they know there's no chance. So everyone knows the only way to do it is better than Clash of Clans. That's actually maybe increase the chance of releasing the next game. Definitely not the reverse. I know it sounds very controversial, it sounds very harsh, but I think that's the only way to keep the game better than better than previous games. That's my own interpretation, and I think I'm actually very proud for the bar being higher rather than lower. If we launch Clash Me because the bar is lower, I won't feel proud of ourselves. And the thing we are doing is not because we are lowering, but it's actually we have a higher bar, and I believe the things we are going to do in the future can hit a higher bar. So that's why that's my interpretation of that post and the decision here.
Yeah, me too. And one of the things that, like, the reason why a lot of people join Supercell is because they want to be surrounded by people that have higher standards and then be motivated to keep going higher. I posted right after the blog post, and I said that, like, I want to level up everything that I do. Like, I'm not here to do average work. I'm here to do the best work. Like, and I think a lot of people join here to do their best work. And if the best work means that I'm gonna do everything that I've done in a previous company the same way, well, you're not doing your best work. You're doing the same work. And a lot of people in the team, everybody pretty much, we have assembled a team in Clash Mini, which is the very extremely solid team where every single team member is not happy with their work in each update. There's always something to fix. There is always something to improve, and that was like a testament to the art style. Like, we kept changing the minis and improving them and polishing them. And if you take a screenshot from the beta launch and then you take a screenshot of the update 8, the game did improve. Like, you can tell that everything improved. And that is the mindset that we have. And yeah, like, it's as simple as that. And I know it's really hard to kind of like, oh yeah, sure, like, you can say that. Do you really mean it? But we do mean it. It's not something that's like it's a hidden code or whatever. It's like it is a matter of fact. So thank you, Most Potato.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Yeah, I know it was a difficult question to answer, so thank you for not shying away from it and answering that for everyone. So appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yuming.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, yes, many news. The final time I've streamed that. So, I just want to say thank you for the dev team for just bringing this game. Like these last 2.5 years has been very magical. I'm sure that the dev team, all of you guys have done a fantastic job. So what I'm wondering is that, do you think the game would have benefited from going for the beta development approach that Squadbusters and Moko did, even maybe going global? So what I'm talking about is the releasing for like 2 weeks and then going in the dark for like a few months. That's what I mean. I feel like that would have lifted a lot of pressure to address players' immediate concerns, to let the team to like focus on the game itself, focus on making those big, sweeping, experimental features without all the distractions, the noise from the community. And I think it probably would have saved resources and money as well that way. Do you guys kind of regret not taking that route, I guess?
Assuming you're hired, when is your first day in Supercell? Please let me know. It will book you a direct flight. No, I mean, so like I have like, yeah, I mean, it's easy to say. This game again started 5 years ago. We didn't have Moko, we didn't have Squad Busters here. Like that's the thing. Game development is evolving. Testing ideas for Supercell are evolving. It is easy to say now, well, why don't you guys do the thing that Moko and Squad are doing right now? Haha. Well, we wish we did that. Or we wish we had that option. Or we wish we thought of that earlier. It is easy to say that in retrospect, right? Some companies do that. We just didn't do it. Our methodology has been for the longest time soft launch the game in a few regions, test it out, see how the metrics go, and then like make a judgment call. That was like the standard procedure. However, things have changed, and I think one of the indicators that Ilka did write in his blog was that the mindset change and the methodology change. And do we want to test the games faster? Do we want to make decisions faster? And I think that is something that he is also talking about. That is not anything secret. Obviously, you can see that the games are doing rapid fire testing and measuring features and iterating upon the games. So yeah, I mean that could be the future of games in Supercell, and that's not to say that in 5 years from now that's not going to change, because it's probably going to change. Like it's just the nature of game development and the way we want to create next great game.
Yeah, I love the question so much that I want to say I regret it a lot, and also I don't regret it. The reason that I regret it is that it's definitely much easier for the game team to change the game and improve the game, because we don't have to do a lot of more work. But in the same time, I also feel very proud and how to say, happy or grateful that we didn't take the easy route. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that they are taking easy route. They are doing a great job, no problem. But what I'm saying is that because we follow the old way, that's why we have you guys, right?
Yeah.
If we made a game, play for 1 month, shut down the server, then the community does not exist, and we don't get the first-hand, real, harsh but real feedback. It's painful to work on games like this, but it also gave us the best, problem to solve, the hardest training. It's like you go to a gym, right? Do you want to lift a lot of weight? Yes, it's very painful, but you grow muscle in that way the best. So I think I regret it. It's probably easy and more efficient to do that. But in this way, we also get real feedback. We also get to interact with real players. We get to create a community, get feedback from community every day. So I think if I choose again, I probably won't choose their route, because I still believe that working hard is something I can tolerate and I can do, but not getting the real feedback, not having a community, not knowing how players really think, is something I don't like. So personally, I won't change. But maybe that's stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's it's just a different route. You know, it's like it's a different decision how to iterate upon the game. It's hard for a community manager because there's no game to play. So you know, like you kind of like show up and then you disappear, and then you go like, haha, it's me after I don't know, like you know. So that's a little bit awkward. So that's going to be interesting moving forward for the games, but it is just a different approach, and it's worth trying. Because
Sorry.
yeah, no,
No, I was just saying that another benefit of our way is that if we go global, our team will be very ready to go global because we will already practice and know how to run live games in this in the traditional way. But for a new game, they shut down the server, remake the game, and the game is good and go global. They will need to learn how to run live games again when they are global. I think that's also a cost they will pay. So I think, yeah.
but then the contra argument is that we have never been good at running a live game, even after 2 years of running the beta game, right? So it's like. It's like, you know, so there's like there's a contra arguments for one or other methodology. Like you cannot say that one is easier or harder. It's just the matter of like, have we tried this or we haven't never tried this, and it is based on from team to team. I don't think Moko and Squad are going to have the same methodology of testing the game and getting the results the same way, but it's also based on like, what is the genre of the game? Well, how
Yeah.
what is the current situation and the hunger for the game in the gaming industry, and what is the response right away for the game? So yeah, it's so many moving pieces. It's so hard to tell. It's almost impossible to tell what was supposed to be the right way. We just simply took the way that was done before, and that worked apparently. I mean, apparently we released Clash of Clans, Boom Beach, Heyday, and the Squad, and Brawl Stars. So there must be something right with that. So we just followed that, right? But that doesn't mean that there is not a better way. So yeah, again, it's easy to say in retrospect that this could have been an option, but if we also still had to make one decision and one way to do it, and Clash Quest did the same, right?
Yeah, thanks for answering. It's definitely like quite a noble choice, I guess, to go through all the hard work and go through these 2 years. And you're absolutely right, Fan. Without your decision, our community, we wouldn't even be here right now. So I guess we do have that to thank, right? So yeah, thank you guys for everything, and I'll let the other person ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Z.
All right. Well, I just wanted to start off by, again, saying how grateful I am to have been in this journey of
Thank you.
playing Clash Mini. So for that, Frame and Fan, just thank you so much. And my question was a bit more about the future of Clash Mini. I am a glass half full type of guy, so let's talk about that. How is Clash Mini shaping into a two-dimensional environment like Clash Royale, and what's your vision on this transition?
Sure. It's a great question. I initially when Frame and I talk about our agenda, we thought we may not want to spend too much time answering this because there's so many moving pieces. It's still too early.
So early.
But after talking with the community, after hearing all the great questions, I feel like there's still a responsibility to say, even though maybe I shouldn't say, but I'll say. Maybe if I get fired, I get fired. It's okay.
I don't want to put you in trouble.
I'll say.
See, you're getting
It's okay,
tired,
it's
buddy.
okay.
Dear me, oh God,
Okay.
I have to lawyer up.
It's okay. As you can tell, I'm not very sad. I should be very sad. But I'm not that sad because for the first reason, I already cried multiple times. So I don't have tears to cry anymore.
Oh, no.
But the second reason, seriously, is because I do think this is actually the best way to launch Clash Mini globally. If you really think about it, right? We make the game in Clash Royale. Clash Royale is a global game. If we do that, Clash Mini goes global. Simple as that. So that's a way to go global. We go global, right? So that's the very optimistic way to look at it. Second, I really want to restart the game from scratch because there were fundamental mistakes and design choices we made. That's really, really hard to redo if we just keep working on a live game like update 8, update 9. Redoing this, there are a lot of things we can change. It's much easier. That's the second reason. The third reason is that we have built a lot of technology. We understand our engine much better. So we have confidence that Royale is a 2D game, but with all the technology we have on Mini, with all the tools we have on Mini, with all the crazy rendering, you see the
Experience.
the experience, and you see the nature-born skin. It's extremely beautiful, right? The celestial, the astral. Yeah, that skin. The technology we have is really good. So we believe that with all the technology we accumulated for Clash Mini, we are able to make Clash Mini even better in Clash Royale. And in the same time, we may be able to have the chance to share our tools to Clash Royale.
Yep.
So that's the third reason I feel really good. The fourth reason I think is also very important that Clash Royale is one of the best game human beings have ever created. The team behind that game is amazing. So Clash Mini kind of lack some of the things they do really well. So by having this you can call it collaboration, or we can call this marriage, we actually benefit a lot from their help. They help us, they stay with us, they tell us how to make games from their perspective, what are the mistakes they made, and we help them. So by doing this, we actually get much more allies and backed up and resources that we never had access to. So to me, this is actually the best way to make Clash Mini better. Even though it sounds very controversial, there's a lot of assumptions,
Yep.
but for the last week I spent in Helsinki, I just feel that more and more, positivity, more and more like enthusiastic start to build on me. I believe that this is actually the right route to make Clash Mini better and better. So that's why I'm really excited. And what will happen is we try to find the essence of Clash Mini. That's really important to keep. We try to get rid of the things that don't work. We try to learn things from Royale that actually fit Mini gameplay and try to make them together. And when it's ready, we do play tests in the company. Then when it's further developed, we try to invite players to play test.
Yep.
And then we ship it, just like remaking Clash Mini. Yeah.
Well, and also, by the way, like this is the first time we are ever doing this.
Oh, that's true.
Like
That's true.
this is something that we've never tried before. So it's actually exciting in that way. Just like Squad Busters and just like Moko, just like anybody. It's like everybody's trying something different. And I think that is also exciting. There is no proof that this is going to work. And that's like also something that also gets you excited at the same time. But there is a huge benefit towards like Clash Royale team learning from Clash Mini and Clash Mini team learning from Clash Royale, because these are very different teams. I'm going to tell you that. Every single team in Supercell is very different culture, different ways of working. I mean, yeah, like so different. Like it's almost like changing companies. Like it's like every game is its own like little universe of like things that you need to discover and learn from scratch, the way you work and the way you talk to people and the way you interact with everybody. And so like this is a journey that is very exciting to a lot of people. And Fan will be on that team, and there's going to be actually 10 plus people that are actually joining from Clash Mini team. So
90% of the developers were on Mini, joined Royale to work on Mini in Royale, so it's the same people.
Yeah, it's the same people.
And I also forgot to mention that Royale has a lot of technology, good technology and tools, and we are also use the tools and leverage those into Mini mode. So it's helping each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember when I joined Supercell and I played Mini for the first time, and the boot up startup animation was still Clash Royale sound. Cool. So and a bunch of sounds. Lobby music was also like Royale, and like the button clicking and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like it's funny how the game evolved and then came back home in a way, so to speak. So yeah, and yeah, we need to see. It's gonna be fascinating to observe this, and again, no guarantees, but it's
The-
worth trying.
There are a lot of challenges, of course, because
Yeah.
it's hard. But these challenges are very exciting challenges.
Yeah.
And while we solve them, we'll how to say, have the opportunity to make things even better. So that's why I feel like when I saw those challenges, I was like, oh my god, that sounds so scary. But in the same time, that makes me excited because once we solve them, we'll get huge benefit from solving those challenges.
Yeah.
So most of the team is moving to Clash Royale, and does that include both of you? Or
No,
if-
not
if
me.
you're allowed to
Because this mode, the new mini mode, will take a long while to develop. So in the same time, we don't want to waste Frame's talent on a game that's under development.
So yeah,
So-
I'll be taking a break. Well, I'll be around. I mean, I'll be in Supercell. I mean, spoilers. It's like
I'll be
um,
lurking in the Supercell.
I'll be lurking. Y'all will be finding out what's gonna happen. I'll make a grand entrance, so to speak. Nah, I mean, it's just, I'm figuring things out. I have a YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe, please. So no, so yeah, again. Fan is gonna be on working again as usual, and I will let you guys know what's gonna happen. But I'm here.
All right. Well, thank you again to both of you and
Thank you.
the whole team for such a wonderful game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Is that everyone, Draco? Did we
That
go
is
through
everyone. We went through everyone.
We
At least
did
the
it.
first
in
questions.
Wow. We made it. 75 minutes of chat. That was pretty cool.
Round 2.
You want to go round 2 for the second questions?
More questions.
Full front
We
ticket
ha-
ready.
We have more questions.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we
Round
can
two.
can we a little bit more of a lightning round, like
Or the audience audience also ask questions.
there's way too many people. I think
Okay,
picking from all the
sorry.
hands is going to be crazy. So
Sorry,
I think like let's go through a lightning round, like which means quick question, quick answer. Well, try our
Okay.
best.
I'll be
Let's give it a
quick.
shot.
Okay, so I'm
Alright.
kind of curious how much of this decision on launching in Clash Royale is about saving Clash Royale. We all know the state of the game is not really that great, and people are not comfortable because it's too pay to win. And you also said you want as many players as possible. The reason I'm saying this is because Clash of Clans is bigger. So is it because the base code is too different, or is it because the core gameplay of Clash Royale is too similar to Clash Mini, being a 1v1 head-to-head portrait mode?
It's the reason is 100% to save Clash Mini, not Clash Royale. Clash Royale is doing amazing. They don't need us to save them. They are saving us. So that's the truth. It's to save Clash Mini. And I think COC do have more players, but the player behavior and what players like is very different from what Mini is. So we are still a PvP game 1v1. So we believe that Royale is the best.
It's a big overlap.
Yeah.
I think like if you show Royale players this game, they would be curious. Like they would definitely give it a shot. Versus like COC players, which are like, much more strategic, much more long-term focused. So I don't know. So yeah, I think that's the primary.
Yeah.
But thank you for the question. That was really interesting.
Who's up
was-
next for the lightning question?
It was after Abdu. Just go in the same order.
Oh, same order. Okay, Daniel.
Daniel, I think, asked 2 questions.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, a quick question. So you talk about how resetting the game is the best option. That's why you started in Clash Royale, but why not expanding the team on Finland and doing that with Clash Mini, expanding Clash Mini, resetting from zero everyone?
So I just want to make sure I hear you correctly. Is it that why don't we just restart the team in Finland and remake the game?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, yeah. So I mentioned as a standalone game, we were worried that we may not get that many players, but by basically living next to a gigantic game that helps us acquire players. So that's the primary reason. And then the other thing is why don't we start the team I think the Clash Mini team is still the group of people who have the best knowledge on how to make Clash Mini.
Yep.
So that's why we still try to use have the original Clash Mini developers to work on the new Clash Mini mode.
And
Yeah,
it takes
I mean,
long.
I meant to expand it, not like saying that the current team is not good enough or something.
Sure. No, but it takes time just simply to assemble a team of people that work together and know how they work with each other.
Yeah.
It's-
The chemistry is really good.
Yeah.
It takes
So-
time to build.
So that's a challenge in itself.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Lightning, guys. Lightning. That means fast.
Chatting.
You can go full. You can go full.
All right. I just kind of want Fan your initial thoughts on like we know Clash Royale is in a very interesting state where it is seen as very pay to win. What are your initial thoughts on implementing the game into such a pay to win economy when Clash Mini's philosophy was kind of always to be completely free to play?
Is it too early to tell?
I didn't thought about that too much.
Yeah.
Because if I try to think about the Royale's problem, then I need to solve two games problem. I don't think it's my job to solve their problem, and I have trust in them solving their own problem.
Yeah.
If they think that's a if the problem you are saying is what they see, I believe they will solve them. Because in Supercell, we operate in a way that we trust each other. So when they have us in their game, it's actually tremendous trust if you think about it, right? They never worked with us, but they agreed to have us in their game, in their baby. That's huge trust. So they trust us, I also trust them. So I believe they will make the best game they can, and then my job is to focus on making the best game I can.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to fix their problem, I just try to fix my own problem.
And
And I
as-
think we have a lot of problems to fix anyway.
Well, as I mentioned to you guys also, like in the announcement that was written, I mentioned that going to Real. Well, I didn't write that in a blog, but I mentioned that in a YouTube video. Is that like it will be very beneficial for you to like take a look at Royale from Mini perspective and let the developers know. Like they're reading Reddit, like they're watching creator videos. Like you can totally just give them feedback as a Clash Mini player and be like, hey, yo, like here's my feedback to you guys. And that's pretty much it. Like,
Yeah.
if you guys have opinions on anything that Royale is doing, like let them know. Because it's one thing. It's a completely different team.
Another thing I want to, because I think Fulfront did mention about monetization and the pay to win, that kind of thing. As a game developer, and especially as a gameplay designer myself, I don't always try to look at pay to win or free to play. I look at what's best for the gameplay because I'm a gameplay designer. I only care about that. Mini cannot have too much power progression because the automatic combat will amplify the power difference because you cannot use your control or your operation to overcome the stats differences. So stats differences is pretty harmful for all chess games. So for mini mode, no matter it's a standalone game or it's a mode in other game, we cannot have too much stats differences. Otherwise, the game will just break. So that's the thing I can say that if we want to make the gameplay good, we probably cannot make crazy power progression. So
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be a difference between Mini and Royale. I mean, no matter what, like, there's going to be some major
there will be-
fundamental differences
yeah.
between
Yeah,
gameplay. I mean,
Royale has very heavy power progression, which is why I was curious what just the initial thoughts were. Not an official plan, but just like initially, like what's the combat to that when thinking about developing it?
Yeah, my initial thoughts is that stats
Will be-
differences will be harmful for our gameplay.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Thank you.
I was just kind of hoping for like a little bit of context. That way I would be able to provide that kind of feedback and think about it like from the Clash Mini perspective and how to give that feedback to the Royale team and even to you, fan. So that way this can be implemented into Royale correctly, because we all know the gameplay is fantastic. The gameplay doesn't deserve to be killed off, which is why it's going into Royale. We just want to make sure it's not a forgotten mode like Touchdown.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's fair. And totally, like, again, we'll be working together. Like, you guys are creators. If somebody can talk to us, you guys can. So it's okay. Thank you.
Yep.
So real quick, do we know if there'll be like a separate leaderboard in Clash Mini? Is it going? Are you planning on having it be a permanent game mode inside of Clash Royale, or is it too early to tell that?
It's probably too early to tell, but I think if we have the game mode in successfully, it should have its own leaderboard, because the two different games challenge players in different ways. It does not make sense to put the leaderboards together.
I mean, not just that. There's plenty of things to be separated, but you know,
Yeah.
like that's so early to tell that we have no clue. Like it's been what, a week? So it's guys.
A week?
Like,
It's been like a month for me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, sure. But it's like
No,
it's
that's
so-
not what that's not what I meant. I meant in my mind, it feels like it's been a month.
I know, but it's still, again, my point is like we don't have anything concrete here. So yeah.
Gaz?
Yeah, my second question got answered earlier on, so I'll just pass on to Moist.
Okay. Waste.
Moist is not here. He went to take an ice bath.
Oh, okay. Ice bath. Yeah, that's true. He owes one.
Xiuming, have you got anything then?
I got something, but I want to gather my thoughts first. I'll let Z go.
Sure.
Oh god. This
If
went
you don't
way
have
too
anything,
fast.
if you don't have anything, I got one more.
Yeah, you can go. You can go, Nick.
Okay.
Go for it for minutes.
Fan, how can we, as the current Clash Mini community, help in a way to provide feedback to start the implementation of Clash Mini into Clash Royale? Like, is there anything that we can do as a community?
Make videos. I don't know.
It's probably a very professional question that community managers can answer. That the game designer is really hard to answer. What do you think?
Well, I mean, you're the one watching YouTube videos more than me sometimes. Like, you know, you guys, listen, like when it's lunch break, Fan just like sitting at his desk watching like YouTube videos all the time. Like he's very involved. Like he loves to listen to criticism. He loves to listen to ideas. I mean, like, I don't think he missed a single video from all of you here. Like when you upload, I'm not kidding. Like, you know, like it's easy to say, "Oh yeah, we listen to our community." Like, no, bro. Like we legit watch videos from all the, well, like every single team member. We're like, "Oh, guys, Abdu new video dropped." Everybody links it to a group chat, and we just go and watch it. And every single like screen is just like watching the video, and not even at like 1.5x speed. At 1x, like the way it was made, you know. So when I say like we're the team that listens, I'm not joking about this, you know. So anything, you know, when you write to us in a group chat, or like when you make a video, like we know you put effort into this. It's not like, oh yeah, just like a new full frontage video came out, he did that, he slapped that together in 10 minutes. Like it doesn't work that way. I know it takes time. I know it takes time to put your thoughts into things and write a script and edit and do all of that stuff. So we appreciate that more than you can imagine. Like and so keep doing what you're doing. Like if you have ideas and just share them in whatever format you want, we will listen. So, and you know where Fan is. in the comments lurking under your videos. And he's gonna continue doing that.
I'm gonna be bugging the hell out of Fan.
So I was So yeah, I watch all the creators' videos. I love watching all of you guys' videos. Sometimes I don't know how to comment because I just I'm not a very ultra person. So I just watch but don't leave any comment. But I try to. I think the best thing we can do is play more games and create more content maybe on other games and try to forget about Clash Mini for a while. I know it sounds a little bit strange, but I do think that. The game is still the development. The official Clash Mini is still killed. I think just let it go and have a break. Try something new. There are a lot of great games out there. Try to make content for new games. It helps you practice and become a better content creator. And when we are back with a better Clash Mini, you are also back with your better content creator skills. And then we can have a better collaboration together.
No, Fan, that's not how the algorithm works. I'm joking. No, no, but seriously, it is true. It's like you, if you think that your mission now is to create the best feedback possible based on your experience with Royale and your experience with Mini, you can create a series where you're like, I have envisioned this game and how it's gonna feel like, and here is the design, here is the ideas, right? And that's great, and go ahead and do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or if you have good learnings from other games, share that as well. Like, it's not like, I know, for example, Spoop played a lot of other Auto Chess games before, and it's like that's a great experience. That's a lot of like great examples of things that you may have loved from other games. So that's great as well. So people can contribute in different ways. It's up to you how you wanna do that. I know Abdul, for example, even previously, and Full Frontage and Chan, a bunch of you guys have like balance calls before and talked about the game balance and how do we do this and would this make any sense, and we would share preliminary balance changes and you would talk to us about this. So you guys contributed tremendously already to the game. So I think we'll find a way, and it's not like we're just disappearing. We'll be around, so we'll be chatting, no problem. V, have you come up with the question?
To be honest,
Oh, no.
I was just soaking it in.
Sorry, Shumi.
Okay.
It was.
There you go. Okay. Here's a quick, not controversial, lightning question. What
Oh.
legacy do you hope Clash Mini would leave for Supercell and also the auto battle genre and mobile gaming in general? Like, how do you wish Clash Mini would be remembered?
Yeah, thank you. I love that question so much. Legacy. we are not fully dead, but yeah. I personally think that most of the other Auto Chess were too similar. The game is very complex and the game length is too long because people didn't believe that it can be done in a shorter game session. I think we did it. The gameplay was pretty good. So I think one of the things that people just challenge the status quo, right? There are things that's right to do for a phone game. It doesn't need to be that long, right? And I think a lot of developers will realize that actually it's doable. That's the first thing. The second thing I think is just keep innovating, keep trying, never give up. Never give up the innovation. Innovation is hard. But if you keep doing it, one day you'll get that. I think the no movement thing is a great example that no one thought it could turn out to be so good, such an elegant design. I didn't expect it, but we just finally did it. So I think for a lot of people out there that just keep trying innovations. Game industry needs innovations. I feel like there are a lot of really high quality on the production games, but I rarely see like very innovative games more often. So I think that's something that the industry should try to learn. Another thing I think is still the how to say. I think one thing we did very well is to listen to the community feedback, try to develop the game with the community. I think that's the best way to make games. Just don't try to lock yourself in a room and make game for 1 year. That's not going to work. Try to make the game with the community, with players together. We are a team together. I think that's another lesson. I think that's something we did well. I don't know if other people care, but at least I think that's something I personally feel very proud of.
Yep. Well, with that, those are the legacy messages and wishes from Fan and from me. I mean, as well. I mean, I hope that mini minutes are gonna set a standard of like how fast can you deliver information about an update and get people excited about things. Because like when you tweet, "Hey, got a minute," I literally do. I'm not joking. It's literally a minute, and that's all it takes. No, and you know, I tried my best to kind of also like shift things around and not like set the standard of like how games should be announced and the way the game should be like get people excited about the content of the game. I mean, I feel like almost every update had a different format. Like, you know, gizmos. Like, I remember sitting in a hotel room and like distributing gizmo information to like creators one by one. Oh my god. It's a nightmare. So there was a lot of like things that like we were like doing just to make it feel fresh and different in every single update. So that was very, very cool. So yeah, I hope other games are gonna like just keep pushing the way they like deliver originality and uniqueness of their game and just building their community's attitude, because the most important thing is also to create a community voice, like the voice that how the game behaves, how the game talks to each other, how the game creates memes, and where can people find you, and you know, how often can you expect the game itself to tweet back at you with a meme or like counter back your argument and stuff like that. So that was exciting, and you know, I think people will remember that. So yeah. But it's okay. I'm on Twitter still. Don't so yeah, thank you all so much for joining.
Actually, Frey, if you don't mind, Moise messaged us just then. He wants to ask one more question, if you don't mind. It has a bit of an overlap, but he asks, what would the Clash Mini team miss the most from the gameplay and also from the community, and what were their favorite memories? Sorry, just one final question from Moist.
All right, go.
Wow.
Easy question. Don't worry about it.
What does the team remembers?
Well, the team. Weird.
What do you miss most personally, I guess?
Miss about. I don't miss on the game development side. I don't miss anything because I think it's very similar to just making Clash Mini, just like in a different team.
Yeah.
So I think that it's the same. So that on that part, I don't miss anything. I think the thing I will be missing is the content creators' videos. Because previously, every day I just go to YouTube, watch new videos about Clash Mini. I love that. It's my hobby for the last 2 years. But I guess for the next year, it's probably not going to happen that much. So that will be something I will be missing. Yeah, the UO videos.
Yeah, and I think for me, from game development side, I learned a lot. Like, because I joined the team and I've seen so many tools and so many different ways of making content for the game. But yeah, I mean, obviously, same here. Like, I'll miss you guys making awesome videos, but it's not like I'm not subscribed to you, so I can still look what you're doing, and lurk in the comments, and poke you whenever needed. And yeah, it's gonna just take some time, and then we'll come back. I'll show up. Don't worry. It's gonna be interesting. And
I
yeah,
have one final quick question, if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
Sure.
What has I'm sure you guys in Supercell have seen it, but what does the hashtag Save Clash Mini mean to Supercell to have such a legacy on such a strong community?
Is it us? I don't know.
Hello. I think we got disconnected.
Oh no, I can hear you guys
couldn't
now.
hear me. Wow, that was such an
Okay.
emotional question.
All right. Now is it better? Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear
All right.
again.
Go again.
Okay. I'm sure you guys have seen on social media, but what does hashtag Save Clash Mini mean to the team and to Supercell to see that they've made such an impact on such a strong community?
I mean, it means that it triggered my alerts in the email inbox. No, it's the fact is that I mean, obviously people care. I mean, I told this to Fan before we made an announcement. I told this to the whole team. I told this to the whole company that, like, guys, people will riot. Like, this is it's a simple fact. There's nothing unexpected about this. Like, I knew this was gonna happen. I just didn't know like which hashtag you're gonna use. I couldn't predict the hashtag, but other than that, I predicted basically everything. And so that's just a testament of people being attached to the game. Now, is that healthy? I mean, sure. I mean, but the game has been running for a very long time. So of course you can build community over a period of 2+ years after the game has been running for so long. And of course the game has an audience and the players that care about the game because they're invested in the game, right? Like you get into the game, you build your collection, you experience the game changing for such a long time. Like it's not like, one resource that all of us have equal is the time. And that's the most valuable resource you can have in your life, and you decide how you use it, and you cannot get it back. Like once you use it, like once I spoke this sentence, that time ain't coming back, right? So the best way you can spend your time is to do things that you love, and as long as you do that, it doesn't really matter. So you creating this hashtag is just a testament of you actually caring about and signaling to us that you actually cared about the team and cared about the game. And that's great. Because if nobody cared and if nobody used the hashtag and everybody was just saying, well, finally, it's like that would be pretty sad, right? That would be pretty devastating to the team. So this is an expected reaction. And we just appreciate all of you for doing this and for showing us that you cared. I mean,
So yeah, I actually didn't expect this to happen, to be honest. I maybe you are a pro. You are pro in the community, so I'm not a pro. I'm just a designer, so I never expect this to happen. So when I saw that, especially Abdu's Twitter post about doing this, I actually started to cry. I'm almost 40 years old, even though I may not look like it, but I'm almost 40. I cry like a baby in the office actually, and also when I went back home, I turned down the volume because when I was in the office, I didn't turn down the volume watching your videos. I actually just watched the subtitles. And when I saw that, I just started to cry. When I went back home, I turned on the video, look at the Save Clash Mini, and then hear your voice, Spoop's voice, Moist Potato's voice, watch the video for the second time with voice. I cried in my bed last night too. So the words means my tears, seriously, and not only my tears. Some of the team members also cried like crazy. So it just means a lot to us, and I just feel like the work we put into the game is not wasted. People care about it, and that just makes me feel very good as a human being. That somebody care about something that we did together. Another thing that start to build on me whenever I see that is I'm also saving Clash Mini. I am saving Clash Mini using my action, just like you guys using your action. It's just different ways to save the game. The way I chose is to devote myself, my time, my experience into the next journey, which is making Mini a successful mode into Royale to save it. So when I see that hashtag save Clash Mini, it's like a memo, or it's like something that I have to see every day. What am I doing is saving Clash Mini. So I will keep doing that for the next coming years or two until it's saved. So to me, that's like how to say this feeling. It's like how to say
motivating.
It's like you put something in front of your computer or in front of your table, so that whenever you wake up, like a reminder that you wake up every morning, you see that's the first thing you see every day. Just tell you, hey, this is what you are about to do it. Don't give up, don't be lazy, don't lower your bar, don't forget that
speech incoming.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know how to say that in English. My English is not very good. So that's what it means to me.
That's awesome to hear.
I'm sure we're all kind of reeling from all this, and we certainly will not forget the efforts you guys have put into this. I'm sorry, I'm just got on break and everything, and I cannot stress enough about how amazing this community has been. I downloaded Brawl Stars, and bro, I'm gonna say this right now: there is nothing There's nothing that's going to separate from the artists, from the community. Like, you know, just looking at every single community that we have under Supercell, we did have a very strong community, and we had a very passionate community. And I hope that passion can be spilled into other parts of Supercell, and we can use this experience to uplift more than to tear down. Because there was not, like, I'm gonna be honest, there was not really a lot of negative people in this community. Everyone was just banding together, and we were just celebrating this amazing game. And that's something that, you know, and I really hope that even in the future that we can have that. You know, we can set examples for other beta games like Moko, like Squad Busters, like, you know, like Clash Royale, you know, when they do implement, or maybe they will implement that into there. And I hope to see fans' vision implemented into Clash Royale. I hope it kills the I hope it's a hit. I really do. And I want to see Shield Maiden, I want to see Nature, I want to see Pink Fury, I want to see all of them represented perfectly into Clash Royale. And I'll be there alongside your fan, and I'll be along everyone in this journey into this upcoming future. I cannot wait. I'm excited to see what Clash Mini lives on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited as well. It's gonna take some time. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. You can find me still on Twitter. You can @me. Don't worry about it. I'm still around. And yeah, we'll be monitoring all your videos. We are subscribed. I'm subscribed to multiple. I'm cheating the system. I have multiple subscriptions to your channels. So yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.
We're gonna get some rest. Get some food. It's a little bit late. Have some late dinner. And continue chatting. And again, you guys have been amazing. And I can't wait for this spot to come up. And I want to just thank one more time for this man for sacrificing 5 years of his life trying to make a game work.
Thank you.
And giving his best shot. So yeah, that was amazing.
Thank you.
Let's see how the next evolution goes on.
The team did it together.
Yeah.
The team
of
did
course.
it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ever need feedback, you know where to reach us.
Yep.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Cheers,
guys.
guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you.